Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Chasing the Whimsy. I'm your host, Ben. Weird week. I forgot I had nothing. Ironically, I completely forgot that I didn't record anything for Monday. I had no plans to record for Monday. I knew I had, I know I needed to record Monday for Monday drop. But I had planned no time, no subject. I didn't even ask anybody. It's a solo episode. It's an old man. So I just thought it was funny because one would think that I podcast too much, and then today I completely just spaced it. I was really excited to see Sophie today. I had some presents for her. I built her a huge fort in the living room. I got some projects. So today I'm just going to update you guys on what's going on. The state of Chasing the Whimsy. Because I've been preoccupied with a project. And it's so much fun. I'm having a blast. So in case you guys haven't listened the last 2 weeks, I came back from Chronicon with Liam. We had a blast. And I think Chronicon was super fun because it showed me, and you guys, if you guys watched any of the lives or any of the shorts of what Whimsy Studios could be, right? So Whimsy Studios is going to be the we're expanding the brand. Instead of just one or two podcasts and a couple live streams, could we make it like a bigger brand? So quick history. Kevin Smith did one with Smodcast. He had at one point he had 12 shows all under Smodco. Now I think it's down to 8 or 9 maybe. But he had a bunch. Some people left. Tell him Steve Day was on there originally. Get Up On This was an old one. Jay Moore had a podcast on there. But the idea, right, is we take our shows, we call it Whimsy Studios, and then we start inviting other people to come on to the network, and we would house a handful of shows all under one umbrella, right? So, but then the studio aspect of it is once I end up quitting one of the jobs, I like editing, I like recording, and then the idea would be that we would provide a service that says you want to do a podcast on our network, I'll help record it, we'll master it, edit, socials, website, a bunch of stuff. So there is that aspect of it. Okay, so now that we came out of Chronicon, Liam got me live streaming on my phone because I'm old, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing. The socials exploded in the last week. It's coming down now, but for that weekend and up through probably Thursday, all the socials and the movement and the activity across the socials and YouTube are they're up. It's up a bunch. I think I said on one of the live streams, Instagram saw a 6,000% bump in accounts reached, and then the engagement was way up. So we did get a bunch, not a bunch, well, a dozen additional followers on the YouTubes and then across all the socials. So for a kind of a it wasn't a spur of the moment trip, but the original idea with it would be hand record and then record at the end of the night. And it ended up turning into like, let's live stream for like 6 hours. And then, so here's where we're at now. I'm having a blast this week. I got to play with all the Chronicon footage. I was able to make a handful of shorts. So that was super fun. I'm enjoying that. With Chronicon and all the stuff that I've been working on, with just the Chronicon stuff and all the extra engagement, I don't want to slow down the momentum, is basically where I'm trying to get at. It is like whatever little momentum we had in overall views and reach. So reach would be social speak for how many new accounts have we found, or have our content been dropped into other people's accounts. So like our reach was crazy this week, right? Like all the shorts, the podcasts, the individual posts from the socials, like they're just dropping into everybody's fucking feed. Now, how many of them actually listen and watch it, follow, or do anything more with it? Like that's part 2. But right now, part 1 is like, let's see how much we can get into people's feeds, right? So we got that momentum going. Then there's all these signs, right? It goes back probably about a month. Liam had made a comment that like something bad was going to happen, and then I have car problems. I get a new phone, and then all of Verizon breaks. He has some weird, crazy ass backrooms dreams, and like, and then he breaks his thumb. So like, I don't know what's going on right now, and I'm not like a superstitious or like religious of any kind, but there is definitely something in the universe. We did that whole car cast, right, about life. This is life trying to like screw me over, or no, I lied. It's life liking everything normal and status quo. So with all these things that are happening, right, is life trying to say that Whimsy's going places, right? Like, because it put us in a really fun position to be at Chronicon. The fact that there were no rules at Chronicon, so we went with it. So I'm taking it all as like as a quasi sign, and we're okay. So here's some of the signs that we're seeing. Okay, I didn't prepare for shit. FYI, I have nothing written down. I am just going with it because I got to get something out. But there's a lot of really fun stuff happening right now. Let's go with Chronicon come home Tuesday. So a week ago, by the time you're listening to this, a week ago, I get an email reply back from TuesCon that we went to last year. I emailed them a while ago and was like, hey, we'd be curious on coming down and podcasting live or during your event. I think they emailed me back earlier, but I didn't remember or see the email until last week. So something caught my eye. You go like looking through my emails and I find it. So I reply back. I think her name was Wendy. Wendy was her name. So Wendy's like, yes, we would be interested. What do you have in mind? which is like, if I had replied back to this email 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been real confident with some of my answers, right? But now having come out of Chronicon, I am now in a better position to reply back to be like, we could live record on the floor. Give me a table. I'll have a co-host with me, Megan and or Liam. Give me a table. What do you guys want? And I'm just throwing out ideas. I said, we can sit on the floor for like two-hour shifts in which all we do is talk about what's going on at the con, what we saw in between the break, some of the artists. We can get all this info from all the different artists and vendors. And in between, like for those 2 hours, we just do like, basically, I sold them on like, we could just do like an infomercial of what is TuesCon, what is it about, how long have they been here, what artists are here, what vendors are here, and kind of just, we would obviously have it would be live. I said live, but we could turn the camera on. We can see all the stuff that's happening. Then I was like, at the end of the night, we would record like a end of day, similar to what we did with Liam at Chronicon. And we would post those. And now because of last weekend, I'm able to do like shorts. I can pull shorts better. I can hit the socials better. And then like my reach is still pretty decent right now. So I'm like, I basically sold them on the whole package. There's a live component. There's a podcast component where, because I have to put out an episode, but we'll tag it and then they can put it on their website. We even mentioned that during the in-betweens or the breaks, so if we did two-hour shifts, right, we hit one in the morning, one at night, like in between, we walk around, we talk to vendors, they come over to the table, we record them. Because like they would, in theory, like it. Give them a place to talk for 10 minutes about what they're writing, what they're drawing, what projects they're working on. Give them a chance to plug all of their socials, right? And then kind of build this TuesCon community. So I've sent that email back. So we're going to TuesCon, but we're now in a position where they're like, let's see if we can have this podcast do something for us, which is awesome because now going back to the Whimsy Studios component of it is now we can advertise that we work cons. We can go find a random toy con or a random book fair, and we could now like market it that says, you need somebody for a weekend, like we can come down, we can do it. You can see what we did with Chronicon, what we did with TuesCon. So now we can like maybe start hitting events of some kind. So that's like wild. I'm very much interested in the TuesCon one for sure, because let's be real for a second. The main goal right now is that somehow we put ourselves in a really cool position for next year for ChronicCon. I don't know if this necessarily needs to be like the sponsored podcast of, but I want to be able to hone some of those skills so that way when ChronicCon 2025 comes around, I can ask Ming Chen for more, have him put up a table. I can attempt to reach out to see if I could be like a vendor of some kind, and then like have a table or something. So that is going on. Super excited though. The idea to go back and hang out at a whatchamacallit, at a convention again would be fun. All right. So next thing I mentioned was, while on Facebook, I got into a couple more like groups, like a Facebook group. Like I'm still figuring that out, but they're interesting. They're fun. But someone had reached out and was like, they run a magazine, which is weird because physical media, or especially printed media, is completely, it's a dead format. But there is a digital. They have a digital version of it also. I looked them up. They touted themselves as like a number one on Amazon for their magazine. But this magazine advertised that they're giving they'd like to sponsor 5 different people, businesses. They're looking for 5 stories. So I emailed them and said, here's what we're doing. Here's what Chasing the Whimsy is. Here's where it started. Here's where it's looking to go. And I do it with family. So they emailed back. It was like, we are very interested. So give us some more info. So I'm communicating with them now. I think they said I have to have it in by the end of the month. But I think they said it would be for the December issue. So I'll know more about it then. But part of it is, even if, okay, so this magazine, whatever it is, I think it's geared towards, I had to double check again, like family. I think there's a family component to it, but also like, I think it's a magazine. Okay, here's what I vaguely remember about when I did some research on it. Is they like to focus on normal people doing big things. So I'm a normal person trying to do big things. So I'll keep you guys all updated on that, in which I will buy like a handful of, like I can't see paying. I mean, obviously I'll buy myself a copy or two, but yes, once I submit it, once I get the thumbs up, I'll give you guys all a heads up so you guys can see where and when this magazine article will come out. Oh, but yeah, part of the idea is like, no one reads physical media anymore or printed media, but because they have a semi-established presence on Amazon and people are reading it digitally, like it goes back to that reach thing, right? So what? Just I gotta submit a form, bio, send some pictures, and they want to put me in a magazine that, even if 10,000 people read it digitally, but if like that's good enough for me, because I just need a handful of those people to see what we're doing. And then you never know. Like we've seen crazier stories happen, but I'm just looking for that reach, right? I think the title will have something reach in it. So we got that. Okay, so we're looking to unofficially host or be the podcast of an upcoming con. We got magazine articles that want to semi-feature me. I mean, Jason the Whimsy. I have, what else is going on? The Patreon is doing very well. I would like to take 2 seconds and thank all of the people who have signed up for the Patreon. The Patreon is not designed in any way to make a bunch of money to retire from, right? Liam made some weird joke Like he doesn't pay attention to what we're doing. But the Patreon, it just helps me be creative, right? And help me find others that are creative that I can try to bring in. So there is a free component to the Patreon, so that way, basically, the free just lets you look at what I'm posting. Right? There's no there's no exclusivity to it, but I encourage anybody listening who's not signed up for a Patreon to at least look at the free one so you can see the different merch that we have on there. So you guys can see what it is that you're going to be subscribing to support, right? It's $4. It's $1 a week per month, right? So it's $4 a month and $10 a month. The $10 a month one has a gift aspect to it, in which I'll send out some gifts. And then because of the Patreon, right? My favorite thing is, I think JSarge mentioned it when he was on the podcast recently. He mentions it on his show a couple of times, suggested articles, the podcast, that a lot of people just think about things that they want to do. And problem is it sits in the think, box, and then it never gets done, or it takes forever to get done. I'm just like, let's just fucking go. Let's just do it. So I mentioned I wanted to create a lo-fi video. All right, so here's my favorite thing about all of this is I never even know what. I just see other people have it, so I'm like, I should have one. I know of lo-fi videos. I can't say I've ever listened to one. Violet, she keeps it on her screen when she's doing homework at work. So they have huge listens and follows and views. They have a bunch of views on them. There is a strategic aspect to it, in that some of the ones that you see are 10 hours long. So they have strategic aspect of it is to improve your overall video stats on YouTube. I'm going to let you guys behind the curtain a little bit. They track how many views and how long people are watching your videos, right? So if I have a 10-hour video out there that people just put up while they're doing homework, they fall asleep to it, whatever it is, that video will add towards the total, it's listens. Did I already say this? Why do I feel like I've already repeated this? Did I say this on the live stream? I think I did. I don't know. Sorry. Okay. But if the average video that we have is a podcast or a live stream, right? So the podcast will average an hour, but they're most people only listen for 45 minutes. Okay, so now what happens is, if I can get a bunch of people watching these lo-fi videos, now you add those 10 hours, and then it helps kind of improve the average watch time. I don't know. It's mathy, but conceptually there is a semi benefit for having a 10-hour long lo-fi video out there. All right. Anyway, so again, huge thanks to the Patreon people. and it's not the Patreon people that pay, right? It's everybody that follows, listens, comments, generally aware of our existence. It's thank you to all of you guys. But the Patreon people, I have to give the extra thank you because of your $4 a month, right? You put me in a position that as of right now, there are 2 LoFi videos ready to be ready to drop. Like I have them created. I have music for them. They're already uploaded to YouTube. I just have to like hit the check button and unlock it so you guys can all hear it and see it. I had an idea that this is how much I'm loving the podcast thing, right? It gives me this weird confidence to be like, you want to do something, just do it. Okay, so real quick. So here's what a lo-fi video is, okay? Or lo-fi music. It's a subgenre of electronic music that's characterized by its relaxed aesthetics and imperfect sound quality. Okay, so here's why people listen to lo-fi music. It helps reduce stress. It has been known to improve focus and concentration, enhances moods, increases mindfulness, decreased insomnia symptoms, which is ironic. I'll get to that one in a second, and decreases fatigue. So this goes back to like what fucking does Mozart help plants grow? This type of music, typically very little to no vocals. So it's just a very nice, aesthetically pleasing, like music. So we have 2 now. I found somebody that was able to make one, and they were so good at it and fast with it. I was like, let's do another one. The best part about it is, okay, so the one that you guys will see first and up front will be was inspired by the sleep stream, right? That I did a little while ago. I kept saying that I was going to make one, right? So right now, the one that you guys will eventually see, I'll probably drop it tomorrow after the live, maybe I'll probably just drop it tonight, to be fair. Okay, so it's a gnome sleeping. There's a little bit of movement, but for the most part, it's mostly about the music, I guess, right? And then the animations are all very subtle, very small. So that one got created. I sent that one, but now I need the music. I'm like, I don't know what music to put behind this stupid thing. So I sent the video to JSarge with Remedial M Theory, friend of the podcast. I sent him the video, and then within a day, he sent me the music for it. He's like, I like it. Boom, Whimsy Lo-Fi. So now we have I found, this is a Mind Pockets. You guys, okay, there's a teaser for Mind Pockets. Going back to signs. Chronicon, their social for the official con name was Chronicon for real. Because the story behind Chronicon was it was a throwaway joke in a movie. And now they're like, this Chronicon is for real. The name of the person that did the videos Like I didn't even notice it until I finished everything. But I was putting the comments in there. The name of the person that on Fiverr, Son for Real. Like what are the chances that I find like two pretty big moments in the last week and a half have for real in them? Because I could have picked any one of a fucking dozen, fucking like 100 people in here that do lo-fi videos, but the one that I subconsciously picked was the one that has for real in it. I just thought that was weird, so that's in my pocket. You guys will hear that next week. I don't know where I'm at. So JSarge sends me the music, put it all together. There will be a 10-hour long lo-fi video with music by JSarge and a animation. It's and when I say animation, it's not like it's just one. Like it's basically like a picture, but certain components of the picture move. So it's just a picture of a room and a gnome, but the gnome's chest moves up and down like it's sleeping. His arm twitches, and there's rain in the background. So it's nothing spectacular, but I think that's the beauty of it. Is its simplicity. I told JSarge what I say. He said, "Thank you." He said, "FYI," I said, "I have a vision for a second one. I'm working on a second one. I've already sent the person the deets, and within hours, JSarge emails me back, sends me a track titled Abyss, and it's fucking perfect." So the second video, on the fence on when to release the second video. Like I'm so excited, I just want to drop them both. But I think I'm going to hold off on this second one. But I told, so the second video is going to be basically the gnome sitting at a computer working. But the feels of it is like, it's not depressed, but it's definitely like lonely slash, because like what like right now tonight for the rest of the night I'm by myself. I'm like completely like outside of the live stream and Mom on Mondays, like I'm completely alone, and then most of Saturday I'm alone. So like there's like so I told Son for Real, JSarge, I said, here's what I'm looking for. I said, it's not depressed because it's like it's not emo-y, but like works too much, lonely, and then like a sprinkle of fucking insomnia, right? Because like I get that every once in a while where I know I should sleep, but I can't sleep. And then when I can't sleep, I just end up trying to work on something. But so that video is done. It is edited. It is updated. Like it is on YouTube. I just have to unlock it so you guys can see it. Part of it is I don't want to just throw out two lo-fi videos like back to back because I want one to catch some traction before I drop the second one. But I think the second one, in theory, like don't get me wrong, they're both amazing. Like the music on both of them are fantastic. But I think I like the second one better. Only because there's like this weird haunting like vocals on the second half of it. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what to do with the second video. Okay. I'm not even going to lie to you. Part of me wants to say, like semi hold it hostage, but like I don't know. And you guys know I hate this. Like I obviously hate this. But I think we're like, here's where I'm at. Like I'm just talking out loud now. Is Patreon has like 13 total members. So do I hold it and say until we say we have 20 total members, right? That could be any combination of the free and the paid. So then what happens is if I do that, then it puts it on you guys, the listeners, to tell people about Chasing the Whimsy, to sign them up for the link, worst case, the free one, right? Maybe I do that and say at 20, I'll release it back. I don't know. I like it too much to let it go for too long. It's the one I'm going to be using tonight when I edit everything. I still have to put the Monday show together. I don't know. And it's not necessarily you guys, because like what I'll do with the first video, the sleeping one, is I'll post that all on the socials and be like, hey guys, FYI, Patreon, help pay for, like, because like the beauty of what's happening with the Patreon is without the Patreon, I don't make the lo-fi videos. I don't make I'm working on the ornaments for Christmas, but like without the Patreon, like there's so much stuff that doesn't get done. So anybody who has able to help throw us a few shekels so we can keep making cool shit, I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate all those that listen and follow, so that way I stay encouraged to keep coming up with weird, stupid shit. Because there's a lot of gold in this. Like, I call it stupid shit, but there's some gold in some of the stuff that I'm coming up with, like some of these ideas. I don't know. I'm having a blast. Again, I didn't prepare for any of this episode, but there's at least one more lo-fi video that I want to do. And weirdly, there's like fairly inexpensive to make. But I think there's one more that I want to do. So one is like, to play off of the joke of me sleep streaming. One is kind of like that, like insomnia, alone, like working video and music. But then I think I want to do one that's a little bit more upbeat, with the gnome playing video games, like in the webcomic, right? You have the gnome playing games. So I think I want to do at least one more. But that's going to be completely contingent on the success of these next two, or these first two. Okay, and then what else is really cool too is I did talk to the person, and they said that they would, in theory, be able to make like an old screensaver type video, right? So if we think about Reigning the Whimsy back in the 30s, I was podcasting, Liam's running around just doing whatever he wants. So the next video, lo-fi video that we could do would be the one gnome just talking, and then in the background, you could see a smaller gnome like just run across the screen and then like come back, jump over a fence. And it'd be one of those, like, remember those old screensavers, right? Where like the kid gnome in the background would run off the screen and then come up over the fence and then like dig a hole and then come out the other side or something. Like, yeah, in theory, that one would be cool. I don't know what to do with that one. That one's gonna be a little while because I have to figure out what I want to do with it. But shout outs to JSarge. He's been super busy. He was sick for a minute. Right after we recorded with him, like 2 days later, boom, the man's in the hospital. He's out. He's doing his podcast still. He's having a good time. But like, huge shout out to fucking JSarge, man. Like a man who's like super busy, like all the time, was able to come up with two pieces of music for us. So like that's like super awesome. Thank you, Jay. Jeff with 1F. Let's see. Okay. Now I've said it before in the past, and like the sleep one, I got to find the old audio of me sleeping. Like I know that exists somewhere, so I can pull that. But that one's definitely going to have to be X number of views somewhere or subscribers somewhere. Then I would release that one. Or that might be the first Patreon exclusive piece of media. Like that. I think that might be it. I think once I get that video together, it'll take me a week or two to find it and put it all together. But if we, I don't like to do the exclusive. Like I do and I don't, right? Okay, hold on. Okay, exclusive. Oh, I guess it's the same thing as semantics. Never mind. Like I don't want to hide a bunch of like content behind a paywall. But I think I might start trying to do something similar to that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. But we're going to make you guys work a little bit to hear. When you see the animations, it looks really cool. What was cool about the sleep animation was they were able to take Sarah's original Little Whims drawing, and that Sun for Real was able to use that image. So Sarah, they got a little bit of Sarah in that one. I don't know. It's fun. Big gun. What I'll do is at the end of this episode, I didn't plan to go for 45 minutes. I don't know what else is on the horizon. I do know that there's a magazine article. There's a possible unofficial, official podcast of a con. Like those are two big things all happening within the next like 3 weeks. Like, so I'm fine with something else happening right now. But we got Halloween coming up. We got Halloween episodes. I'm going to try and do something cool with Halloween. There's a lot of really fun stuff happening. I appreciate all you guys who listen. So if you guys are listening to this, thank you to you. If you're excited to see the videos, to see what else I can come up with, consider the Patreon. This is a $4 and a $10 tier. I think that's all I got. Don't go anywhere. What I'll do is when I end this, I'll drop the music from JSarge, the first Whimsy LoFi track. It's like 3.5 minutes, so I'll throw that in the back of this episode. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what this episode will sound like, and I don't know I just thought it was fun to kind of like fill you guys in on what's going on, because I do hit some of this stuff on the lives, and I don't know how many of you guys follow us on the lives, but there are some exciting things happening, and really I just wanted to take the 45 fucking minutes to thank everybody. Just kind of just a real easy, nice episode. A little bit of a commercial for chasing the Whimsy, but also a huge thanks because I don't live stream at TuesCon if you guys don't give a shit. Or sorry, I don't live stream at Chronicon if you guys don't care. You guys care. Now I want to do more at TuesCon. I want to do a lo-fi video. You guys support us. Give me the okay to start like making weird stuff. So huge thanks to you guys. So it's a commercial for Chasing the Whimsy, commercial for you guys. Like we are a small but powerful following right now. And I'm excited to get more stuff out there. And hopefully, we continue this. Basically, it's just about this momentum, man. I just like get in while it's like while we're still early, because potential for things to start expanding, getting bigger and better. So you could be, don't be one of those that are like, oh, I found, or did you hear about this? Be like, oh, I've known about them. So that's all I got. 48 minutes, good enough. Next weekend, in theory, you guys should have a Halloween episode. So should be fun. I got to figure out how to do that, but I look forward to doing it. Like there's so much stuff I don't know how to do, and I just look forward to doing it because it is a blast. That is all I got for you guys. You guys have a good rest of the evening. Hang out for a couple minutes. Let's hear the music from JSarge, Whimsy Lo-Fi. You have a good night. Whimsy.